All right, what's up, guys? Welcome to Planet Creative Podcast. This is the first episode we're ever recording, and our first guest ever is André Albanese.
It's just rude as fuck on my phone to start the thing. All right, yeah.
It's all good. Good start. Fuck it. How you doing, bro? I mean, how's COVID life been treating you? How's the world
Fire,
been treating
dog.
you?
Fire. COVID's fire. COVID itself is fire. Cheers.
Oh yeah, cheers.
I think, no, it's bad. It's really bad and I'm scared.
Are you? Have you been worried this whole time?
I'm not cause both my parents got it and they're like 66 and they were fine after like a week. They got lucky, but, I don't know. It's scary. It's not scary. I mostly want it to just be over, but I'm going to wear a mask forever, probably. I think I'm going to wear a mask forever, probably. I'm fully committed to the idea of the United States of America becoming a mask country.
Okay.
Like Japan or China.
Yeah, that's something, my dad works in the medical field, and that's something I've talked about with him because he's like, oh, well, in our office with it, only one section, all the secretaries got COVID, but nobody else in his office got COVID. And he was like, so, do the masks really do something, or is it just proximity? I was like, dude, almost every other country in the world rocks masks, even if they have a cough. They wake up in the morning, they have a cough, they put a mask on just out of human decency.
My favorite thing, though, is if you see, pictures of, a group. I don't know if it's in Japan or in China, but the pictures of a ton of people walking wearing masks. Mm-hmm. There's always one old guy who's not wearing it. That's the universal thing of an old guy's not wearing masks. Because you're like, fuck it.
Yeah, that's what awesome. I was gonna say.
That's kind of sick.
Yeah,
Old guy energy is it's bad, but it's cool.
Well, yeah, I feel like you just get to an age where you're just like, you know what, man, I've lived. I see old people all the time with no masks, and I'm like, when people ask about it, I'm like, they're 70, 80 years old. They're like, what? If COVID gets me, fuck it.
What's your stance on masks outdoors? Masks indoors? No question.
Yeah. Indoors, no question.
We're hypocrites.
Indoors, no question.
Mask indoors, no question. But outside, on the walkway, they're people are wearing masks, but I walk across it with the mask on my wrist. Mm-hmm. Alone, not around people, and when you cross people on the walkway, they're on the other side because that middle part's for all the bikers and stuff. Right. So I don't know. I am not wearing them outside, and I do get looks, but and I feel bad. But then I'm like, I don't know. I'm 6 feet away from everybody, and it's outside is outside.
That's what I was gonna say. My thing about outside.
This is probably ignorant to someone. I'm probably being super ignorant to someone, but I don't know. I just if I'm outside not around other people, I don't want to
No, I feel that. If I walk up to you and we're outside and I see you and I'm gonna have a conversation, I'll put my mask on if I'm gonna get close to you. But if I'm far away, it's kind of what's the point?
Has your beard been this short the whole time, or did you trim it down recently?
So beginning of COVID, actually yes, Side note, I did trim it down recently, but that's because I went to edge up my beard and you took a chunk out of it.
That's the worst. I never touch it.
I was like, you know what, I got to take this out. But at one point I grew my hair out during COVID. I grew my beard out.
What's the texture of your hair when it's long?
Was crazy.
Is it you have curly hair?
So
right? Is it kind of like mine? I think it's kind of like mine.
Yeah, I was gonna say it gets down to here, right? But once it gets down to here, long, it starts going out this way and
lettuce?
Up, an afro.
Yeah,
literally an afro.
I think you gotta let it go. I want to see this.
Dude, I can show you some pictures after. I tried everything. In high school, I would grow my hair out for lacrosse season. I'd wake up in the morning, blow dryer, gel in the wet hair. It'd be slicked back good.
You just gotta go natural.
Dude, I'd get to school, poof.
You gotta go natural with every time you grow your hair out. You just gotta let that shit do what it does.
I feel that.
But I asked the beard cut because mask beard is that's a personal hell that only men with. I trimmed mine down.
At one point, my beard would be poking out.
My beard was really long. My beard was probably down to here when I pick it out, and I trimmed that shit down a couple weeks ago because it would push the shit back. and I take my mask off, and it's like bedhead but mask beard.
Yeah.
Like it would be like shapen in the way that it would be shapen.
Yeah, you can move that back if it's a little close to you.
It
You're
would be
good now.
shapen in a way that like my beard would be like all fucked up. So it was at a point where I was carrying a pick around with me everywhere. And
I was gonna
like,
say, dude, I was bringing up my brush, my beard brush everywhere, and I had beard balm in the car with me at all times.
So, like, I think I'm gonna keep it at this length for a while, just because it was getting really long.
But your beard grows in full. See, the problem with mine is like,
no, it's
I have
patchy.
a patch under here.
I have a patch under here, but my hair.
My
is
mustache doesn't connect in all spots.
Look, both of our beards look like pubes. That's not Mine might look slightly less like pubes, but they both look like balls. Our faces look like scrotums. Okay. Our mothers don't approve.
No, absolutely not. Every time.
At fucking all.
My mom would be texting my girlfriend on the low, is Aiden going to shave anytime soon? You're like, yo, what? Why are you doing that?
You're I don't know. My parents don't know how to use their iPhone, so it's fine. They're not
really.
Yeah, my parents aren't gonna hear this.
See, my dad uses a Droid still. He's a big Droid guy.
Gang. Shout out to Green Bubbles everywhere. Green Bubbles. Shout out to y'all for sticking with it.
So yeah, it is a respectable thing.
It's noble to be a thing no one wants.
Yeah,
in their phone.
Yeah, they are better phones though.
Because like Why? Is it
I think the operating systems and cameras are better, but like
the cameras are crazy.
I'll take an interface all day over operating system.
I just like the way that like you can pick up any iPhone and instantly know how to use it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's the accessibility or whatever, or like the intuition. I don't know how to talk, but like those things are mad easy to use. They're super easy to use.
Yeah, anyone can use them. But then again,
and the cameras are catching up. Doesn't like the 12 Pro shoot in Dolby? It shoots in like
what?
It shoots.
I don't know what that means.
It shoots in. Hold on.
I know I don't even know what iPhone I have. If we're being honest, I know it shoots in 4K.
It shoots in 4K. I think mine shoots in 4K also. Hold on. Talk so there's not dead air.
I do want to get back though to what we were talking about before we started this with the $80,000 camera. What constitutes the price being $80,000 on a camera? Why?
I think it like I don't even know because I've never
does this thing can you shoot a video of fucking Mars from here with the goddamn thing?
I think it shoots I think it shoots in 8K.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yes. It shoots in 8K, I think. Like the different like lighting options it has, like you can shoot in like different lightings and stuff, and almost like the different setups you can do on it make it so like you like barely have to edit anything in post.
Oh wow!
Because like the coloring will be good, the lighting will be good. If you're doing anything in post, it might be tweaks here and there.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just. I don't know why, but if you see one, I'll show you on my phone after. But like, if you like see one in action and like watch playback, you're like, oh,
I see.
It makes sense.
So
because it just looks insane. It looks crazy.
So how now to get into some creative stuff, not COVID? How did you get into video and all that? Because I've known you for a while, and we went to the same church growing up. Played.
Shout out to Mount Carmel one time.
Played Frisbee growing up. Shout out Goth Dads.
Shout out to Goth Dads. Shout out to Hyde Park Ultimate Frisbee League.
Exactly.
Who was that guy who punched that kid?
Oh, I have no idea.
Remember that?
No.
You don't remember that?
No, I don't.
I think the reason it stopped is because someone threw hands. But
absurd. Yeah, how did you get into the whole film thing? Because I never knew that that's what your focus was.
The genesis of it was like my friend Patrick, who I've known since kindergarten. He went to Boston University and he was an English major, but all of his friends were film majors. Mm-hmm. So around like sophomore year of college, I like met all of his friends at his younger brother's graduation party, and like I like started like developing friendships with them, and then when they would like film stuff in Boston, or when I would like go visit Pat in Boston, um, they like uh, asked me to act in their stuff, but like the crews in Boston were so small that like everyone would have to do everything on set.
Okay.
So like I learned just like literally everything from those guys, like how to like use a C stand, or um like how to I would like watch them mix sound. I would watch them set up shots and like set up lights and stuff and be like, oh, this is how everything works. And then all while that was happening with like the friend group in Boston through my friend Patrick, another one of my really close friends, Matt, who we also went to Mount Carmel with, he went to NYU. He was a math major, and I think like a psychology major, or philosophy, I think. But a couple of his friends went to Tisch, and one of his friends who I've known since freshman year, Ben, he was went to the film school at NYU, and like junior year or senior year of college, when he was planning his thesis film, I was just like talking to him, and I was like, oh, like I'd be down to help out, whatever. I ended up co-producing that with his girlfriend Izzy, and off of that project, like I met so many people on that set that asked me to work on their stuff, and then it just kind of snowballed from there. That's how like the network in New York grew.
So what was your major when
Marketing.
you went to college?
I majored in marketing at St. John's. Yeah.
Okay.
But like that's
so
the thing.
Kind
like,
of like that realm though, in a sense, because like
I mean,
not
like
really,
if anything, it was just like the like basic shit you learn in business school about like engagement, and like talking to people. I mean, because even before like,
which is, by the way, the most beneficial part of business school, I feel like, at least.
Yeah, just like learning how to like talk to people and like how to like not get fucked.
Yeah.
But I mean, like it was just like building relationships with these people, and like you get why like once you do it once, you understand why like Adam Sandler makes sure all of his boys are in all of his movies, because like when you're working on one of those things, you really just want to be surrounded by people who like you like and you know that are easy to work with, right, and like are hard workers.
Yeah.
With like the my friend Pat, all of his friends in Boston, my friend Ben, all of like his film friends at NYU, they didn't care that I wasn't a film major. They just liked that I was just down to like help out.
Yeah.
And that was like my foot in the door.
Yeah.
And then on one of those NYU sets, I met one of my friends, Ricky, who works at Cinematic Music Group, which is a record label in Brooklyn. Mm-hmm. And that's where like Joey Bada started out, and like they have like really good artists on that roster. Right. I think Abby Jasmine is another one. She makes really good music, but like they I met him on a set, and then he was like, oh, if there's ever like work I need help with or whatever, I'll hit you up to do like freelance stuff. And then that is how I'm doing like the shit I'm doing now.
So that's how you got into it.
Yeah.
That's dope though. I mean, you kind of worked your way into something, found what you like too. Like not only that, but you found something that you truly enjoy. At least it seems like hearing you talk about it.
I do. I like it because it's, even if shit's going poorly or like I'm frustrated or annoyed, it's still cool. Like it's still fun because I'm like, I'm on set with like people making cool shit.
Yeah.
Like you're always surrounded by cool shit. When like at a marketing internship, like I had a marketing internship at Sirius XM junior year of college. Mm-hmm. It was an email marketing internship from like September to December. And I hated it because I was working in a cubicle just doing like spreadsheets all day. I feel
that. I was working not that level of radio, but do you know Town Square Media? If you're working at Sirius, did you ever hear about Town Square?
I think, yeah.
So I was interning at Town Square, which does a lot of the local radio stations around here, and actually a lot there. They have a bunch in Poughkeepsie and stuff too. I think like WRRV or WPDH. One of those ones is a Town Square company, and it was like the same thing. the one thing that really made my internship enjoyable there was my boss. My boss was super cool. He worked at AOL when AOL was into music and everything. So he like worked his way up. Now he's actually working at Facebook last time I talked to him. So shout out to Mike for that. But that was like one of the only things that made my internship fun because a lot of it was just like behind the scenes stuff. Not so much spreadsheets. My first internship was at a company in Poughkeepsie. All spreadsheets. I got like a 50,000 cell Excel file and had to scrub it. That was my project for the whole summer.
My internship at Sirius was like they were migrating from Oracle to like Adobe. Like they were migrating all the hosting of their email marketing assets from Oracle to Adobe. And all I was doing was downloading shit off of like Oracle's server, putting everything in zip files and uploading it to like the cloud service that was going to hold it until they signed the contract with Adobe or whatever, and logging it in a spreadsheet. And my boss, he spent like a day and a half training me and then was like, here, you're going to be doing this for 3 months.
See, and that just sucks though. Because what did you learn?
Nothing. Not a fucking thing. I learned that it wasn't what I wanted. Like if that is what that guy's job is, if his job is managing interns and like doing a little bit of that at like his own desk, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, and that was one of the nice things about my internship at Town Square compared to my other one, which was all data stuff, was my boss, like I talked about that guy Mike before, he would actually be like, all right, so I need you to do this, but this is why, and this is like the reason that we're doing it, and he would follow up, so I actually learned something. So that was cool.
mean, I learned like, it's dick of me to say that I learned nothing, because like I didn't know that like I knew nothing. I knew nothing expected.
It's not like you learned something that was like,
and it's not even like I thought I'd be like working in the studio with like Howard Stern or whatever.
Right.
That's not what I went there expecting at all. But like I expected to learn a bit more than just the bare like what I could have read about email marketing from Wikipedia.
Yeah. Right.
And like it was cool. Like shout out to them for hiring a brown kid and throwing him money for 4 months or whatever.
Oh, it was a paid internship though too.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's nice.
But like I would have done it for free if I'd learned more.
I get what you're saying.
Because that money is in savings or spent on rent.
Yeah.
Like it's like
yeah, right.
So, I mean, it was. I made sure that it was informative, even though it was bad. Which is like, I learned I don't want to work in like a traditional office setting at the very least.
Right, and that's something I learned when I did my internship in Poughkeepsie. Was like, this is a traditional office. It was an insurance company. I was like, this is not what I want to do.
Yeah,
and then at least at Town Square, I was like more geared towards it because like ultimately with what I do for marketing, I want to find a way into music or fashion. But it was like country music, which like I'm not the biggest country guy. So for me, and like classic rock. So for me, it was like hard to get behind some of the stuff. Whereas like one of my bosses who ran the social media at this place, at this branch of Town Square, was actually working on like Double XL. He was helping produce a show on Double XL because Town Square owns Double XL. So it was like cool because I would walk into his office sometimes and we'd talk about like old school hip hop because he was a little older, or even just like, yo, did you hear that new Fat Joe song? Like some shit like that, where it was like, this is dope. And that was something that was nice because I learned, and I would be like, well, what are you doing on the computer? And he'd be like, well, I'm taking this audio and doing this and making this mix for like the intro to the show.
It's so nice to know that like people do have nice internship experiences.
Yeah.
Because like I would say in college I had one cool internship experience, but everything else was just so mid. Would
you say your work with your friends was almost like an internship in a sense? I mean, obviously you were
like
working.
All the short films, like when I was like learning how to.
Yeah, but you still were learning.
Because like that, I make the thing that like I try to approach every set with is just like I want to learn a new skill or just something I didn't know before every time.
Right.
Not master it or not but like just like introduce new ideas to like I think learning is, you always just want to be learning new shit, and like their willingness to teach or like let me figure it out on my own, like little small shit was like really cool.
Yeah.
And like learning how to like manage multiple tasks on my own in like a film setting where like I'm talking to this person, I'm talking to this you know, this guy who manages a business about renting his space. You know, talking to Home Depot to rent generators. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. It like you know, figuring out food for like the whole week, helping out with the budget, whatever. Like because those sets are so small and everyone kind of has their fingerprints on everything, and because I don't know, I think people our age are like nice. Like they're just like we're like inherently, I think like our generation or like the age group, our age group is like very accepting of a lot of people.
Nah, for sure.
They you know, again, it like comes back to they didn't care that I was like a business major. They had no assumptions of like, oh, this business major is gonna come in here and not be creative.
Right.
They were just like, oh, you know, Andre's the homie, like let's see what he can do. And it like
that's dope though.
It was definitely like I would consider an internship, especially because I wasn't getting paid.
Yeah.
That's
dope though, that you had friends who were like not only did something that you were interested in, but were willing to let you work on it. Like they weren't like I don't know, like they actually gave you a shot. They weren't hesitant on it. They were like supported it. They were like,
no, and I think it's because like there's almost like it's really it's reassuring when like people are down to do stuff, knowing that like the only compensation that they're gonna get is like basically food and like their travel covered.
Right.
And like even that, like a lot of the like student film sets I've worked on, like, you know, money's tight.
Right.
Even the wealthier kids whose things I've worked on, it's not like, you know, they're not. I would say that I haven't worked with anyone who had like fuck you money where they were just like spending, you know, like without worrying about how much,
without looking at a price tag.
No, like they even the kids who had like a lot of money and spent a lot of money on projects, they were like stretching $1. But like people are more talented at that than other people, I guess. But like I just think there's something like it's reassuring to people when like, you know, you work hard regardless because you just like, you know, you just want to learn.
And if you work hard at anything, you can
and
pretty
it's
much
also
learn
like
it.
I was really just trying to hang with the homies.
Yeah,
and they happen.
And that's another dope part. They
them.
were all your boys. But like if you work hard at anything, I feel like you can learn it. I feel like that's like a misconception that people have. Like if you work hard at pretty much anything, you're gonna eventually get the hang of it. If you put the hours and the work
or
in,
like you'll at least be mediocre.
Exactly.
And like that
for some things, it's enough. Yeah. Really, for some things, it really is.
Like I don't know. And then it also is that the like it's also just it's nice to just be around like that kind of energy, like where
definitely feel
everybody's like kind of everybody's sort of wet behind the ears. Everybody's like figuring shit out, and you're all doing it together
with a common goal.
And like you're all like that is literally my favorite thing because like growing up, you and I both played like team sports, and like that camaraderie is like so at the very least subconsciously it is ingrained in like what we find pleasurable about like certain situations. Like it's nice to have camaraderie with people you're doing anything with. You don't get that in a setting where you're working in a cubicle. You don't get that in a setting where and
if you do, everybody you're blessed. If you're in a cubicle and you got that, you're absolutely blessed.
I know. And if you get that, and if you do get that in an environment, if you get that with like the person 2 cubicles down from you, not the person right next to you, that is an anomaly. But like the point is like working on sets now with like music videos and stuff, or like even the short films or the feature stuff that I've done. It's like even if I don't talk to those people anymore, or like you just kind of like for the like regardless of the duration of a shoot, whether it's 2 days or a week or like a month or whatever, like for that time you are a team, and even if you don't get along with people, everybody's trying to do their job right. Because like no one wants to like work that long on something and have it turn out shitty, you know.
So
and like that's the cool, like that's the closest thing to like being on a team that I felt since like playing sports.
No, then that's actually dope. I actually feel that too, because like I played hockey, lacrosse my whole life growing up, and then I just stopped.
No, and then
last
you stop
year,
and
it's
you
like,
stop and you miss it.
Yeah,
you
it's
literally
like,
miss it.
Yeah, where's
and
that at?
I think that's a thing. Maybe like adjusting to adulthood that not a lot of people talk about is like, where do you get the same joy you had as like a kid? And you like fill it with new things. And I think one of the things you fill it with is like that camaraderie you felt as a kid, whether you were playing sports or you were in like, you know, Boy Scouts or the Girl Scouts or whatever. I think once you stop doing it and you miss it, you're like, oh, where am I going to find that now?
And I think it's also important that you do something that you really do like, though, as well. Like that I feel like is one of the biggest roles. I mean, obviously not everybody has the opportunity or even, I guess, in a sense, the privilege to be able to do that. But like, if you can, you might as well fucking go for it.
I hit the fucking mic with my shoulder. Even if like I complain a little bit about I'm not upset that like, obviously everyone thinks they should be getting paid more for the work they do. I really like don't. After I told you before we started, I was working in LA. Like I had a job that had like nothing to do with any of this. I was a product coordinator at a baby food company in Los Angeles, and I was making like for a first job, like for a first grown-up job, I was making pretty decent money, and I like did not like that job. I did not like any function of that job. The people I worked with were kind of nice, but like I didn't. The people I worked with were kind of fire, honestly. Like the people I sat next to were really nice. Shout out to Alex and Tiffany. But like I just like it wasn't. It's not like it just wasn't. I knew it wasn't what I wanted to be doing.
Yeah,
I knew it was what I wanted to be doing, and I complain about money a lot. Too. I complain about money a lot because like I don't like not having it, but like the best experiences I've had have been on the like to this day. Like my favorite sets that I've been on were like student films where like everyone was actively losing money. Those are those because. And I think those are still some of like the best projects that I've worked on.
But at the end of the day,
like I'd rank those up there with like any of the music videos.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, though, those short films and stuff, in a sense, I mean, yeah, you were losing money because you spent it on the film, but like it was an investment in a way. You know what I mean? You learned so much from investing that money into that short film, and it's like, if you can invest the money into a short film or work a job you hate,
the relationships, the experience, and like the art you get back is like really what it's about. I don't.
So what direction do you want to take what you're doing, though? Do you want to go more towards the film side, or do you want to stay in like the music industry side of it?
I think because I have like one of my really good friends, Marcus, is like a really talented artist, and like I like working. I helped him shoot like a promo video for his an EP he has coming out soon this past weekend.
Plug him. What is it? What's that EP?
It's a remix of, so it's like his name is Swami Sound. You can find him on Spotify and Apple Music, any streaming service, I think. Perfect. He released an EP last year called It Is What It Is, and he's releasing a new EP of remixes. A Brazilian, fuck, I should know this. I'm pretty sure it's Brazilian, but he got hooked up with a DJ, and one of these DJs remixed all of his songs, and they're fucking fire. And he's releasing it soon. I don't know when, but I think in December. But check his shit out for sure. But I mean, regardless of any, like, he's my friend.
Yeah.
I have friends who do shit in film. I kind of just want to work with my friends.
So no matter what you do,
My
if you're working
direction-
with people you like and you fuck with, that's straight for
My
you.
direction that I want to go in, because I mean, if there's one thing that this year has like taught you is that like the universe, if you make plans, the universe is just gonna laugh at you. Like
Like, don't give a fuck.
plans never, if you make plans, they never go to plan.
Right.
Nothing ever goes to plan. It's always an audible. It's always like changing shit up. I want to be calling audibles with friends who I trust. I don't want to be calling audibles with like, I don't want to pigeonhole myself by saying like, oh, I want to like only work in music or I want to only work in film.
Mm-hmm.
Not that is like a pigeonhole thing, because like both have, a myriad of genres, but I really just want to work with my friends, because that is like the most fulfilling thing that I've done in my short life, and I just want to keep doing that.
That's dope.
Like at all
That's
costs.
dope, though. That's dope.
And,
So
I think I like just whether or not I'm successful, like I don't really, money is money. Like you obviously need it to like fucking live and like do
Right.
nice things and like exist. But like I don't care about like trying to be rich or whatever. I just want to make cool shit with my friends. That's it. That's literally it. Because
I
like
respect that. That's
if
awesome.
that's all I end up getting with my life, I honestly think I can die happy just having made cool shit with my friends. That's literally like, because in spaces where I like haven't gotten to do that, those are like the shitty internships, like the job I quit in March, like those are like, I don't ever want to go back to there because I wasn't happy there.
Yeah,
I
you've
want to
been
stay
there.
in like the shit where I'm happy. And
So what are like some big, not necessarily, you don't have to name anyone, but like, have you worked with some big names? Have you done, like, what's one of the coolest things you've ever been a part of? A cool set that necessarily wasn't like, a student
you want me
film.
to flex right now?
Oh yeah, flex, big time flex.
No, I mean like I PA'd on a Joey Badass music video. I'd say that was, I don't know if that was like the biggest thing I worked on, but that was the one that like I was like, oh shit, like this is sick.
Yeah.
It was a music video called The Light. It was part of that little pack. It was like 3 songs. But we worked on, that was when my friend Ricky called me and he was like, yo, are you free these days? Can you PA on this set? And I was like, sure. Like, obviously, who's the artist? And he was like, oh, Joey Badass. And I was like, yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah.
I'll be there.
I don't care what I have, I'll be there.
And that set was crazy because it was one day, 3 locations from like, I mean, I was awake for probably like 25 hours. It was fucking crazy. I woke up at 6, left Poughkeepsie, got back to Poughkeepsie at like 8 in the morning the next day.
Damn.
Shot through the night. It was, that shit was fucking fire. It was before anyone had heard the songs weren't out yet. So I got to like hearing unreleased music is really cool. That's fun. Having files on my phone that like I probably shouldn't is cool. But like that was really cool just because like I've listened to Joey Bada since I was in like, middle school.
Yeah, right.
Like the beginning of like Pro Era.
Yeah.
And
I was about to say, I remember when Pro Era first was like,
no, that was really cool. And he was so nice.
Really?
The nicest guy.
But if you listen to his music though, it really seems like he would be like a nice and positive person.
No, yeah,
even when
he
he
raps
has like,
about like nice and
some
positive
harder
things.
songs,
Yeah.
like he's still, like you just said, he raps about a lot of positive shit.
And this is the thing we talked, like, had he been in an alternate universe where he's an asshole, had he been an asshole, I would have been like, yeah, okay, that's fine, because he makes incredible music, is like, has been famous since he was like 17 or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, he's like been famous for so long, or like, not famous, noteworthy. He's done noteworthy things since he was a teenager.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, and I guess I wasn't surprised that he was nice, but it was like, cool, like, you know when they say like, oh, like, don't meet your heroes.
Yeah,
It'll always
it'll ruin it.
exceeded my expectations.
That's
of,
dope.
Like, he was just
That's
so
dope.
nice.
He really seems like he would be a
when
dope
we
person.
rapped, took pictures with anybody who wanted them. And keep in mind, he was there basically from start to finish. Like, he was there for a really long time. I don't think he didn't show up late. Stayed through the whole thing. Like, we wrapped at like 5 a.m. He was there till 5 a.m. It was crazy. Like, he's
talking about, you know, Joey Badass and how he's like a good person on set, good person off set, everything like that. Have you met any people that you're like, all right, listen, man, like, you don't have fuck you money yet. Like, look, come on, like, let's take it easy a little bit.
like, so in the same way that like I would have been okay for, in the same way that I would have been okay if Joey had been an asshole, I've met people who like I like expected them to be humble because, like, you know, they're either young or they're just starting out or whatever, but they were like slightly big for their britches, I'd say. I like, cause like they have money and they make music that like millions of people listen to, but like there's like an aura of like pretentiousness, which is kind of like one of the things I dislike most, where it's like, okay, like you're still a person. Like, I'm sure you still shart yourself. You make very human mistakes constantly.
Yeah, like you're not a god. You're not something that none of us are.
I don't like that some people act like that. But I mean, like, I don't know. I would say it's still defensible because like I haven't been on a set with like any old people, you know? Like, everyone's like considerably young, and I'd say like their immaturity manifests itself in the bit of money or recognition that they have getting to their head. You know what I mean? Yeah. It wouldn't, like, I say this from a place where like knowing like I don't know how I would react to like
instant
the fame or whatever.
Especially nowadays, it's like you post one video on YouTube and something on SoundCloud, and it's just, you know, I like that you're famous.
If God forbid that happened to me, where like I put like something on Instagram blows up and like I got money from it, I would be a fucking asshole. Probably. That's the thing, like, some of these people, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, some of these people like, got to get the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, like,
in a sense, like, it not is, totally, but
the thing, like the cap I'll put on it is like maybe they'll be nicer when they get older.
Yeah, you know? Exactly.
Because bear in mind, you know, I really don't think Joey has ever been an asshole because he's just like truly a kind soul. He could have been a dick when he was like, you know, 18 or something, maybe. But I met him when he was, I don't know, how old is he now? Like 26 or something?
Yeah, probably. He's got to be older than us.
Has a daughter.
Yeah.
Like, you know, fatherhood is like, it's a different, like.
Well, have you ever seen someone like wild out on set? Like that type of like, about some bullshit. Not like something actually goes wrong and they're pissed, but like they just wild out over something there's no need. Like, oh, I didn't have my favorite chips in the green room.
No one's ever really done that. But I've seen people get like too drunk.
Okay.
And anytime you see liquor in a rap video, it's real. And they do finish bottles on set. And I've seen people get too drunk and like having to like wrangle someone who's belligerent is like very stressful. Like very stressful.
Especially when it's their own thing that you're working on.
And like even no, because it's like, bro, I'm literally trying to help you. Like, please let me help you. And they're like, yeah, it is what it is. But they I mean, even the bad shit, all of this, like from the first student film that I worked on to like the last music video I worked on, blessed to have done any of that shit, because it is like it's, even though it's like ubiquitous, is it the right word? Is ubiquitous the right word?
I think.
Omnipresent, maybe. I guess. Like film, TV, music video, they're fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
It is sort of like it feels like a niche thing to like get to work on it. It's really cool to like get to like even like the the smallest shit I got to.
Well, I mean, I've met a lot of people in my life, and you're the only person I know who's like, yeah, I've worked with Joey Bada. You know, like it's like, yeah, I've done this. Like, yeah, I've worked on famous people's
But again, like
videos.
the Joey Bada set is not my favorite set that I've been on. It's
Yeah,
still
no,
one,
but
it's
what
the
I'm
one,
saying is
yeah.
like it's like still like that's sick,
Yeah.
and especially from where you started. Like your whole story is kind of crazy. Like you started as marketing major. Like it kind of seems like you wanted to do something in music. You were working at Sirius, no?
I guess.
Or it was just random.
Well, no,
it was
that
literally random.
Shit, I looked at the job portal
On LinkedIn or
I
whatever,
looked at
Indeed.
LinkedIn. I was like, hey, bruh, paid internship. I need a bag right now. I'm trying to buy shoes. that was literally what that was.
Okay. But still, I mean, it's still crazy. Though.
No,
like, you ended up in a whole different world, kind of, from what you were originally
I would
doing.
say of like all of the art forms, music's probably my favorite.
Mhm.
'Cause my sister, like my sister's 6 years older than me. And so when I was in, how old was I in 2004? 7. I was in first grade when Kanye came out with, my sister was in like 8th grade and I was in first grade.
Mm-hmm.
And she had either an iPod Nano or an iPod Shuffle. It was an iPod Shuffle.
Damn.
And she was downloading music off of LimeWire and like was like letting me listen to it. And like I heard Kanye like when it came out in fucking 2004 on her iPod Shuffle. And like thank God my older sister is like a bad older sister for like letting her little brother listen to that early.
Probably mind blowing as a 7-year-old listening to Kanye.
No, because like I guarantee at the time, obviously, I have no idea what he's talking about.
Yeah,
I have no idea what any of this shit means. I don't even know that the curse words are curse words. But like, sonically, what I was hearing was pleasing to me.
Right.
All I heard was sounds that I liked. And then, you get a bit older and you start like Googling samples. You start listening to like that is like the beginning of my music taste. And I don't know, like it's just like it was by far like it is by far my favorite thing, I'd say. Like of any, like if like you could food, water, music, air, I'll choose music and then die in like 2 minutes.
Okay.
Like without
I like
breathing.
that.
Like
I
that,
could
like,
kind of agree with that though.
It's because it's so. Because like any like I don't know. Like I'd say like the best filmmakers are the ones that like I don't know, can like accurately capture and then convey an emotion.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like really hard to do. Not every movie can do that. Not every TV show can do that. But like music is just like right, like it's to me it's more, maybe it's the immediacy of it.
Okay.
That like like when Young Thug moans in a song, or like when Kid Cudi hums or whatever, like you don't know, like they're not saying a word, but you feel that, you feel what they
get
feeling.
it, yeah.
And it's like that I think that's cool.
That is.
That you can like connect with people that way.
So then, what's next for you then? What
What's
do you what's next? What are some people that you hope to work with in the future? Like if you could rattle off like a top 5 right now of
like
people for the future that you want to either do a
famous people
film with or a music video, whatever, like who would it be?
Damn, that's wild. Fuck. Oh, that's so hard. You have to cut out all the dead air of me thinking. Movie wise, I mean, honestly, like it's might be corny, but like I continue to work with my friends, but like I don't know, I feel like being like the lowest PA on the totem pole for a Safdie Brothers movie would be really sick. Like the guys that did Uncut Gems.
Yeah, I know who they are.
Yeah, that would be cool. Like if I wasn't even a PA, if I was just an intern getting coffee, I'd do that in a heartbeat. Because I think they're really cool. And then I guess like music video wise, fuck, that's not
Kanye?
fair, bro. Well, because Kanye's an asshole. I
imagine his set is just like him ranting for 4 hours,
No,
and
no,
then it's
okay,
like, all right, Kanye,
I-
we got to start shooting now, dude. We got to start shooting. I love Kanye. Don't get me wrong, but that's what I
love him.
picture.
I don't even know. Like, I do love his music. It's just it's too hard to talk about, bro. It's so hard to talk about or like to quantify. Music wise, I have literally no fucking idea. I guess. You can't. What was yours? If you did music videos, who was your guy? Give me more information. I need something to jog my fuck because it's just so
Action
much
Bronson.
shit. Guy, you got it. Never mind.
Action
Never
Bronson.
mind. Actually, I've met him 4 times, and like every time there's food. It's just like that dude is surrounded by food.
Yeah.
Constantly. Like it's like have you seen his like body transformation?
It's crazy.
This quarantine?
He's
I'm
savage.
so proud of him.
He's
gonna live
savage.
forever. He's gonna live forever.
I hope so.
But I would yeah, working for him would be fucking sick.
Action Bronson. I just
Working on a music video.
So
would be sick.
how did you meet Action Bronson 4 times? It was just
It wasn't
wandering
like,
around the city.
No, it wasn't like it wasn't like it has nothing to do with fucking music or anything.
Right.
It was the first time was at a pop-up shop he did for Blue Chip 7000. The second time was a book signing. The third time was an album signing and a concert, and the fourth time was another book signing.
Because like I feel like every time I go to the city, I'm like looking around like,
Where's
is
he
this the
gonna
time like I just see Action Bronson just like playing hoops with a bunch of little kids on the court
He,
or some shit? Like,
Fuck, man. I think he'd beat me one-on-one. I think because
even if he can't shoot or get
No, he
around
can
you with
shoot.
dribbling,
No, the
but
fucked
even
up
if
thing
he
is that he
couldn't,
can shoot.
even if he couldn't, that man's just gonna back you down.
Yeah, I think he,
That's a big boy, even with the weight he's
wins.
lost.
Low man wins and everything. I also would just like, even if I got a lead, I'd lose on purpose. Because I don't want to beat Action Bronson. I think subconsciously the thing is I don't want to beat my hero.
I feel that.
I don't want to beat one of the guys I like the most.
But mine, it would definitely Action Bronson, just because his music videos are always
Action
wild.
Bronson's easy. I would say if Lauryn Hill came out with like new music,
okay, I gotta respect that. That's awesome.
Because she has bars, and I would like to just see. My favorite thing about working on music videos is like some artists mouth the words, but others like my friend Kamau, who also makes incredible music. I worked on one of his music videos, and he was like performing, he was like actually like some artists just mouth the words and like kind of act in their music videos. Some artists like are just straight performing as they would have if they were like at a concert or something. And that's my favorite part. I would love to see Lauryn Hill like perform a song on set for a music video or something.
Right.
That would be fucking awesome.
What about like working or collabing with another like major director who's out there, like what's that kid's name? Cole Bennett. So something like that.
Oh, like a Lyrical Lemonade.
Yeah.
That would be sick, just because like he's tapped in with like so many people. Like
It's
he
crazy.
just like the new artists you hear with Juice WRLD made his first video with him, like
Smoke Pert, right?
Everybody makes their first videos with him or whatever. But he makes some really cool shit. That would be cool. I think he's also Chicago based, so just like bias wise.
Yeah.
I
didn't even think that he is Chicago based. Yeah,
that's really cool too.
Dude, do you know his story though? Like how he got started?
No, I know nothing.
So he has a TED Talk. I watched it one time, and
Really?
he talked about how he's sitting in high school study hall, and he just like draws out this little logo. Ends up being the Lyrical Lemonade logo, right? Then he's like shooting music videos here and there. He's like, all right, well, how can I get my name out there more? So he's like, I'm gonna do a concert. So he's like, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take like 3/4 of my budget and put it towards an artist who's like kind of big but hasn't blown up yet.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll put the rest of the money towards smaller artists.
Who is that artist? Who is the biggest artist?
Lil Uzi.
Fuck off.
3 weeks after he books him, Lil Uzi blows up. So his concert sold out instantly.
That's awesome.
And from there, it was just like...
That's like
boom.
hearing like Mark Cuban's origin story where like, oh, he started with $8,000.
Yeah.
And he's a billionaire now. Like I like those like that's a thing too. Like the guy obviously had a vision, but there's no way he could have foreseen this. You know?
No way he could. He literally described it as, oh, I had this artist that I heard on like SoundCloud from Philly, and I just hit him up, and he was like, yeah. 3 weeks later, the dude's all over the country.
As much of it is, as much of it is like, it's like having drive and having actual like talent, undeniable talent, and like having a vision and like work ethic. As much of it is that, it's also falling ass backwards into stuff.
Yeah.
And getting so lucky. Like, cause like, I don't know, that's the kind of thing that like, that's the thing that kind of I tell myself to get through hard times, where it's like, oh, it'll be like a month or like, 5 weeks in between shoots or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I won't get a call for work for a while. That's one of the things of freelancing. You don't get work for like, chunks of time at a time. One of the it's just like being patient and like things kind of find you, and like you'll just get lucky and like fall ass backwards into shit. That's like an endearing thing that I think any freelancer has to like remind themselves is like, oh, it'll probably work itself out.
I
like,
feel that.
At the very least, you have you work hard, you like try to get shit done, but like eventually your shit comes to you.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Eventually the universe will respond to it all, come back to you.
Or, no, I'm kidding. Or the worst thing ever will happen. No, I'm kidding. Everything's kind of fine.
Could be possible.
2020 is fucking...
Yeah, especially with 2020.
Fucking crazy.
Especially. I mean, I don't even know what to say with everything going on
ending
in the
on
world
kind of
right
a nice
now,
note,
the
though.
country,
It's
everything.
ending on kind of a nice note.
It is.
This
Unless
is kind of fun.
some more wild shit happens.
I'm happy
Dude,
Trump lost.
Dude, did you watch Biden's speech when he first finally when Kamala and everyone came out on the stage with him? Yeah, did you watch it?
Yeah.
So I didn't see the bulletproof glass at first, right? That was all in front of him.
That glass was thick.
Dude, I was like, this man is just standing out in the open like that.
No.
Then did you notice they shot confetti off? And none of them knew it was coming, and they all jumped.
Kamala's husband, what is his title?
I have no idea.
First husband elect?
Yeah, I don't know what you would call it.
Vice husband elect?
Yeah.
He's standing in front of the stage with Kamala. I think
Did I say it wrong? I think I just said it wrong.
We need to learn now. He's standing there, and the cannon goes off of confetti, and he went like that.
Dude, they all did. My heart dropped.
And she moved, like she went around, like he didn't move a fucking inch until she came back to him. Like it was so funny, bro.
When I heard that, my heart dropped. I was like, oh my God, because I didn't know what it was at first. I was waiting for somebody to just like.
Well, no, I was joking about it instantly, like, oh, this is where the Proud Boys come out. Like, this
dude, because you didn't even see the confetti for like 10 seconds after the noise went off. So everyone was like, what the hell was that?
No, but that was fire. No one, I don't know what your political views are. I don't know who you voted for.
Pretty much down the middle, dude. I think both sides need to work together and come to
but
this is the good thing on this side, good thing on this side. Let's smash them.
But I was just happy that Trump lost. I wasn't celebrating like a Biden win necessarily, but like I was happy that like Trump is
the era
at least over. For the next 4 years not going to be president. If he runs again, I don't fucking know what's going to happen.
Dude, if this man runs
again. It was just for Saturday during that day, because it was 70 degrees. It was like summer in November, and everyone was happy. That was just cool to see.
Were you in the city when everyone was wilding out?
I was in Astoria visiting my friends Mitch and Pat from St. John's, and we were watching I think I was playing Madden against Pat in the morning or something, or like we had all just woken up, and we were sitting there watching. We were watching Dortmund versus Bayern Munich, and we just hear cheering and like pots and pans outside, and the game and the match is done. Bayern wins, and we turn it to CNN, and like we saw it like declared winner, and we were like, oh fuck, that's what's happening. And then we just heard more noise and more noise and more noise, and we went out later to the park. And like the parks were packed, everybody was just happy. A lot of cases of coronavirus were then reported, like for Saturday and Sunday. But it was nice to see just positive energy.
Yeah, instead
like,
of
there's been none of that.
Yeah, this is the way my brother put it. He was like, "Look, if Trump loses, like at least we won't have people crying and rioting, and because remember the first time he won, people were out protesting instantly. People were crying.
I think here's
screaming. My brother was like, at least that won't happen.
The Wednesday, because I mean in 2016 you knew Wednesday, you knew Tuesday, you knew Wednesday morning who had won. I remember. So my first internship was overtime. My first internship at St. John's was there when they were like just starting out. And they had this office in Soho, and I walk out of the subway station at Broadway Lafayette on Wednesday morning, and it was like really gray and misty and like raining in New York. It was a shitty fucking day. Everyone was sad. Everyone was quiet, and then Trump loses, and the next day it's 75. Everyone's happy. Like it was
in November, nonetheless.
In November, and
it's been amazing weather since.
I don't know. There's something serendipitous about that. It's not that shit didn't just fucking happen. I think that is what the point is. And the same Saturday nights, the Saturday night after Trump got elected and the Saturday night after Biden got elected, Dave Chappelle hosted SNL both times.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? I watched his monologue last night.
I still haven't watched it. Bill Burr's was fucking awesome. Did you watch that?
Yeah. Yep. And it was,
Bill
and
Burr's
people were mad about it, and the whole thing is just Bill. It's Bill Burr. What do you expect from Bill Burr?
Well, no, not even like what do you expect from Bill Burr. Those jokes are fucking on point. They're very funny. They're very accurate, and it's like one of those things where like you watch, like an SNL audience didn't deserve Bill Burr's monologue. That deserved to be in like an actual comedy club or something. Yeah. That like he didn't.
Yeah, no,
he was performing to a level higher than the intellect of that audience.
Dave Chappelle's was good. It was funny. Don't get me wrong. It was definitely funny, but it was more of like a. It was more of like a real monologue rather than like what Bill Burr did, where he was a comedic routine. Yeah, it was like actually like a monologue. That's with like jokes here and there, and he's just like smoking a cig, putting it down.
That's sort of Chappelle's style though. Like it feels like even when he's doing stand up and they're written jokes and it's like an act that he's performed over and over again before he records it. It does feel often like he's just, talking.
Well, he's next level. Absolutely next level. Insane. Like nobody, I just feel like absolutely nobody's near like the caliber of Dave Chappelle.
That's who I want to work for.
That'd be cool.
That'd be fucking
really cool.
Sick.
Does he do movies or anything? Because he had the Chappelle Show, obviously, but like that hasn't been
the last
filmed
movie he was in was like fucking, what was it, Half Baked? Was it Half Baked?
I feel like that might be his only. I wish Nelson was out here right now. He's like a human IMDb, but.
Well, I mean, obviously, but the. Recording a stand-up set, recording a special, that's a massive, Trevor Thomas.
Oh yeah.
He's not a PA. I don't know what he does, but he's on the road, like involved in the production of so many things. I'm sure he's done a comedy special. Like that is like, they're full-on productions. He was in the bubble, dude.
The NBA
Trevor
bubble?
was in the bubble, dude, the entire time.
That's sick. That's crazy. That's actually so dope.
Trevor was in the bubble. He was at Biden's inauguration. Not the inauguration, the acceptance party.
How? Wait.
Bro, dude gets around. He works.
Really?
Yeah, he works. Like he does really cool shit. That's what I want to do. I want to be Trevor Thomas when I grow up.
Well, I hope you get there. I hope we all get there.
Yeah.
I hope we all get to Trevor Thomas level. Dude, that's a name I haven't heard in a long time, honestly, until you said it. It took me a second to register, and then I was like, wait, we were on the same team as him. Like,
Shout out to Goth Dad
yeah, deadass. Shout out to Goth Dad.
One fucking time.
And then, I don't know, I think we're good to wrap this up?
Yeah.
All right, well.
You got anything else?
No, I'm good.
Another
You got
question?
anything else?
Fuck. Shout out to Adams Farker Farms.
Want to
Shout
plug your
out
social
to,
medias or anything?
I mean, look, so follow me on Instagram. Priceline Negotiator. At Priceline Negotiator.
Just fire name. Still don't know how you get that. Every time I see it on stories or something, I'm like, how did he get this name?
It was because I think not Progressive. Nationwide? Was it Nationwide? Nationwide. It was Nationwide that had those commercials. They discontinued the character in like 2010 or whatever. And they never made an Instagram. That was like before Instagram. I think.
Right.
So, no one thought it. I guess the assumption that people came to and like everyone was coming up with their Instagram names was like, oh, it's got to be taken. I'm not even going to try it. I had an internship. The first like interview that like I scrubbed my social media for. I had an internship with the Yankees sophomore year before Sirius. And I was like, I'm going to like put everything on private, change all my names to like not my name. Because I think before it was like André _ Albanese or whatever. So I changed my Twitter at the time. Cause I deleted Twitter. I don't have Twitter or Snapchat anymore. But at the time, I changed my Twitter to Human Bitcoin. And I changed my Instagram to Priceline Negotiator. And I kept those. And I think I'm never going to change Priceline Negotiator. But I have other accounts where like I hold on to like usernames. Like I have another one that's Emotional Decadence, where I follow I just follow golf content on that. And then my private Instagram is She Didn't Come, which is just that's
is that like your Finsta?
That's my Finsta. My Finsta is She Didn't Come. Request to follow it. I won't accept the follow.
There you go.
If I don't know you. But yeah, those are my 3 Instagrams. Is don't follow any of them.
There you go, people.
Priceline Negotiator, She Didn't Come, Emotional Decadence. They're good usernames. I had a pen and paper with my friend Jared in our dorm. I was like, we got to come up with fire shit right now. 2 words that don't go together, put them together.
All
it
IG
was kind of
names.
fire. It was good. That's the best way to come up with IG names. None of those shits are taken. Don't underestimate your creativity at all.
There you go. It's a great note to end it with.
Wrap it.
All right. Thanks for listening, guys. We'll see you next time.